Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Sorting Hat Podcast, the show where everything and anything can and will be sorted. I, as always, am your host, Michael Barryte, joined by my co-host, Brice.
Excuse me, I never got my water, and my wife needs 3 more pats of butter.
Great, I'll get that right to you.
All right, thank you.
Mm-hmm. And just as a reminder, syrups are at the end of the table.
I'm the customer.
Yes, you are always right. The basic conceit of the show is that we have friends on who are knowledgeable, passionate, or experts on a topic, and then have them sort things within that topic into the various houses of Hogwarts. We are joined once again by Tiffany Katz.
Hello.
And you are bringing to us IHOP or IHOb.
Yeah.
You're bringing us items from that menu.
100%.
All
You're
right.
an expert on the IHOP menu.
Now, we reached out because you off the cusp. Jesus, I can't speak.
Damn.
Yeah.
Off the cuff, you had just mentioned in a text, you're like, I'd love to come back onto the show. And then I was like, what sort of subjects would you like? And IHOP items was one of them, which what's the what makes you really tick around IHOP items?
Great question, Michael.
Thanks, Tiffany.
You're welcome. It's not IHOP specifically. It's that anytime a major corporation goes through some type of public shift or tries to I did the same thing with the Applebee's $1 Long Island iced teas. I have to check it out. I have to see these things. Jack in the Box Munchies box. I got that thing 6 times.
Tiffany, I didn't know this about you. I am also obsessed with novelty items or last ditch efforts to get themselves back on their feet. We need to become like shitty restaurant pals.
100%.
Yeah, because I would have been up on that. Yeah, because at one point I think they were doing $1 margaritas too, and I was like, that's how I die.
Yeah.
So are you specifically saying that all of the items that we're going to be tackling are from this new burger push that IHOP is making?
No, 2 of them are the burger push ones. Other ones are some staple items that have always existed on the IHOP menu that I revisited. I went yesterday. I went with coworkers, but I still felt very alone.
I think that's just what IHOP does.
Yeah, you can't feel connected in any way to humanity.
I don't think I spoke to anybody. I think I silently sat at a table as I tried 8 different things on the menu.
Wow, you did your prep work for today.
Oh, yeah, and then I expensed it. Maybe edit that part out.
I can't. I don't know how.
Great.
I want to say on this whole flip, about them changing to IHOb and everybody hating it. Do you think, and this is me putting on my conspiracy theorist hat, this is them pulling a new Coke?
I think so. If we were to break down what a new Coke means?
Okay, yeah. If you were,
which one of the Star Wars is it?
If you were under 30, back in I think it was the 80s or maybe the late 70s.
Yeah,
mid 80s.
I remember the formula of the new Coke and
they Coca-Cola came out with a new formula and they were like, this is Coke now. If you like Coke, this is what you gotta drink. And people fucking flipped out because it tasted different enough that they were like, everything that I held near and dear, and also this is an American institution at this point. And so then they quickly went, whoa, okay, if you like it, then we'll get rid of it and we'll bring back classic Coke, and that's why it's called classic Coke on the can now, because they reintroduced it. And some theorists say that this was an intentional publicity stunt by Coca-Cola to take what was what they felt was an unappreciated staple, because they had started to decline a little bit in sales. They got an inflated push back when they went back to the original formula and regained their customers who felt like they were being listened to.
Sure.
So a lot of people think that might have been manufactured. I think this might be the same thing. I would bet at least $10 that within a year, IHOP reverts back and goes, we're giving you the pancakes you love all the time, baby.
I have 2 things to say to that.
Yes, please say
One,
them.
I didn't know that conspiracy theory, but I enjoy it, and I hope there's some 75-year-old white man made of dust chuckling from McCann Erickson in a bar somewhere. And then secondly, I have a theory on the IHOb.
Sure.
Yeah, tell us.
That is that I mean, it comes with after tasting these burgers and being involved in this, and it's that they're competitors. My theory is that the burger has lost its considerable tableside service. Like when you go get a burger, you don't think of sitting with your family in a booth eating a burger. We have very few restaurants that do this. But the competitors to IHOP, like a TGI Fridays or a Chili's, or if you go full burgers like an Islands or everything, have a larger dinner menu so that you would go there past 2 p.m. per se.
Right.
Like, so I just think they wanted to highlight their dinner menu at all so that they can compete with these places that are sit-down, table-side restaurants.
What is interesting to me is that IHOP or IHOb is owned by a parent company which owns Applebee's.
Yeah.
And Applebee's does burgers. So, like, it just seems so strange to be investing in the burger market for a restaurant that you own that would now be in some ways butting up against another property that you possess.
Well, that's you assuming that the parent company hasn't like run like tests on who their markets are, because if we were saying like, okay, everybody will just go to whatever restaurant if it seems the most appealing. But there are straight up like class issues even involved. That's why every car manufacturer has like their luxury line and their budget line.
Yeah. IHOP is an extremely, we'll go through prices, but IHOP is a cheap burger. Yeah. For a burger and fries, it's like $7. It's definitely working class material.
That sounds about the price of Applebee's.
But it might just be that like an IHOP person isn't an Applebee's person.
Yeah. And they might just be different locations as well. They're not, in the same parking lot. From what I know.
But knowing that, that Applebee's is also running weird publicity stunts, that just makes me think that they have some whiz kid marketing person who's like, we're gonna do all kinds of gimmick shit like a John Waters film. like we're gonna make ourselves the Smell-O-Vision of the restaurant franchises.
Wonky and musical numbers.
I'm
not surprised. And I did the Applebee's $1 Long Island iced tea.
Right.
Oh my God.
They have you right in the palm of their hand.
I lost my mind in that Applebee's. It's 40 grams of sugar per Long Island iced tea. I was not even drunk after like 6. I drove a car.
Whoa.
Yeah. Can you edit that out?
Again, I don't know how to do it.
I drove a car. Oh God, this is gonna haunt me.
In the same sentence, you said that you weren't affected, so
for
it's
$1,
fine.
There was probably less than a thimbleful of alcohol.
Totally.
In there. Let's be honest.
But I fell for it. I wanted to do it.
If they are saying it's $1 Long Island iced teas, like no part of that has alcohol. Like
that's true.
There's like it would be such an insane expense. Like they have to math that out to be like, all right, at what point are you actually going to start getting a buzz? And it's probably like 10 like Long Island iced teas. Like that
same marketing whiz kid has just like an Excel spreadsheet.
It's just with blood alcohol level contents,
Well, let's dive into the items. I'm excited because I'm not really too familiar with their menu at all.
Ooh, baby. You want to start? I should start?
Yes.
I was the one who went. All right.
You're the one leading us on this magical pancake and burger based tour.
I went to the one in Mid-City. I immediately ordered the 2x2x2. Are you familiar with that?
Certainly not.
It's 2 pancakes, 2 strips of bacon or sausage. I went with bacon because it was the first thing I heard when they told me the meats, and then 2 eggs.
Sure, they cited off to you in alphabetical order.
Yeah, and then I got the eggs sunny side up. And I was so nervous, so I just said sunny side up. I don't usually get my eggs that way, but that's what I said.
How do you normally get your eggs?
Scrambled or over easy?
Mm-hmm.
What are you?
I'm actually in that camp as well of either scramble or actually I go like over medium.
Reed?
Yeah.
I always even now I'm like panicking because I don't eat eggs enough to like remember what my egg is.
Yeah.
I don't mind if it's a little bit runny.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. What one is that?
That constitutes as like an over medium.
That's like
right?
an over medium.
Yeah.
Have you seen Runaway Bride, the movie?
No.
Well, don't. But if you accidentally do.
There's a whole scene about eggs.
There is a whole scene because Julia Roberts has now been with so many men to where Richard Gere, who's just like this older white journalist man, he doesn't have the authority to say this, but it makes sense that he said it, is that she's given up a lot of her personality and a lot of her preferences to just who she's dating. So he in a diner said, I don't think you even know how you like your eggs.
Yeah, it was a very apt metaphor.
Yeah, because Reed is like about to vomit. Because he would notice that she'd order her eggs according to whoever she was dating.
I like a lot of trash romantic comedies, actually. It's a soft spot for me. Like, I was thinking today, like, do you remember that movie Fools Rush In starring Salma Hayek?
Oh, do I? It's on planes. I don't know why they syndicated it to Virgin Airlines.
I don't know why my sweet spot is romantic comedies you'd only watch on a plane, but I know I'm there, baby. Like, I'm watching that. I'm watching Sweet Home Alabama.
Hell yeah. I got in trouble at work. Someone was like, someone's downloading a huge file, and it was definitely me, and it was Father of the Bride 2. It wasn't even the first
if you got fired for that would be the most amazing
I wanted the
thing.
I can't edit that out.
I know. Here I am. This is the worst of me.
Stop
anyway.
confessing to crimes on our podcast.
I guess so. It's a 2x2x2. It's 2 pancakes, 2 strips of bacon, 2 eggs. It comes. It looks so bad. It looks really bad.
I will definitely say when it comes to IHOb,
yeah.
Like, I'm like trying to hit both letters in the same.
If anyone can do it, you can, Michael.
I'm going to try. Maybe by the end of it, I'll have nailed it. But there's an IHOP not too far from me.
Walking distance,
yes.
if I recall.
They have never, like, plating is not the thing that IHOb does well.
No.
Like, you're just like, it's on the plate.
It's on the plate.
Be satisfied.
Yeah, someone slid it on there. Here's what I'll say. The eggs, a cartoonish yellow color were their yolk. Burnt edges on the sunny side. The strips, the bacon itself, like all of their meat was overcooked. I'm sure for legal reasons.
Yeah.
I'm sure they don't want to undercook any meat.
I mean, I personally will always take more crispy bacon than like...
I will at a place like IHOP, just to be safe. It was charred. And then
pass on the char.
It was charred. And then here's what I'll say about their pancakes. And I revisit their pancakes 2 more times in the same sitting. Oh my stomach hurts just thinking about it. Their pancakes are underdone in the center and then burnt on the edges.
It's a really remarkable skill set that those who work at IHOP are. Like, it is unfathomable how skilled you have to be to pull that off.
Yeah.
But I love that you are reviewing this dish as though you were a Zagat writer.
This is I would love to publish some zine that is in the style of Zagat.
Oh, I would go in with you on that.
Let's do it, Reed.
Dude.
I'm in.
You also talked about a cult tour last time you were on.
Yeah.
So,
we're very enterprising when we get together.
Yeah.
Right.
We have bad ideas and they're worse when we're together. It's great.
That's on your collective business card.
If you're wondering about the macros on this sort of thing, a 2x2x2 is going to run you between 520 to 710 calories.
Oh, yeah. Oh, and the calorie, it's one of those menus where the calories are listed in parentheses under, so you could just feel worse about yourself.
Yeah.
Don't list. I don't know if you should list them, actually.
It's required by state law.
But it's not required for podcasts. So but I'll just let you know, mostly it's bad.
I believe like the FDA.
But not every restaurant. You'll go to a nice restaurant.
No, it depends on how many of them there are, actually. It's
a
very strange rule, like depending on how many of the restaurants themselves there are.
Oh boy.
Like I guess they just assume you have the budget to like hire somebody to figure out those. And that's why almost every fast food place lists them now.
Yeah, to the point that you're franchising, you need to, at least on like the visible menu for like anybody, I don't know how that works if you're blind. They have to assume.
Real.
Well, no, I know that, but in most cases there isn't like a print menu at like McDonald's or anything like that. It's just on a fucking screen behind the person that you're ordering from.
Like, I don't know. I'm of 2 minds about it. Mostly it just feels like it's trying to shame people who are already like, I'm already here, I'm getting your money. And I feel like there should be more positive reinforcements if coming from the government to help people, just to feel strong and healthy rather than being like, you need to get smaller and take up less space.
Well, I don't think necessarily the reasoning for that is to be shaming them. I think it is to be alerting them to like, you could be making a healthier choice.
Because I would only say then, like, at that point, why aren't they just like listing the macros instead, being like, here's how many grams of protein you'll get from this and stuff like that.
I think there are actually some restaurants that do that.
Yeah, if you're doing that and then like then I feel like you're probably at least trying to make a more genuine. But
Like,
if you're
I
just
think
like
Subway,
2,000 calories.
I think Subway, I'm not the biggest fan of Subway.
Right.
I think Subway and or maybe it's Quiznos might do that, or like
Show
one of
us
those
the protein or the fiber.
one of those sandwich places. Maybe it's Jersey Mike's. Maybe it's
any place that tells you about fiber is the one who cares about you.
Yeah.
They're thinking of your colon and not just how you look on the outside.
I love knowing how much fiber. I have a tiny anecdote about Jersey Mike's, and it's that the first time I went there, I didn't know what it was about, and they asked me if I'd like my sandwich Mike's way, and I immediately went, oh God, no. I was so grossed out by whatever Mike's way was.
But let's not sleep on it. Mike's way is kind of fantastic.
I have to try it. Anyway, the 2x2x2.
I imagine it's just like a bottle of mayonnaise.
No,
now.
Mike's way actually has no mayo
bottle of
involved.
mayonnaise.
It's I believe it's olive oil, vinegar, salt and pepper, and then just like lettuce, tomato, onion.
Oh, okay.
Like
Okay, that's standard.
Yeah, it's pretty standard. Maybe mustard is in the mix, but I don't think so. It's just like, oh, this is a not too terribly like destructive mix for a sandwich.
Fair.
Yeah.
So for this first item, the 2x2x2, I think just going off, it feels like something that people who's like, I know exactly what I would like to eat today. I would like exactly 2 pancakes. I would like exactly 2 pieces of meat, and 2 eggs.
Yeah.
There's a balance to it.
It's so Ravenclaw because you get your 2 things of protein, you get your 2 things of carbs. What are eggs?
Eggs are also protein.
You get your 4 things of protein. Yeah, no, it's such a balanced breakfast.
Yeah, and it's probably one of like we would say like probably less sugar out of all of the items that we'll list. There's some in the pancakes and everything, but it's like it's no frills. I would say rather.
Yeah,
it's pretty stripped down.
Yeah.
All right, let's continue on. Also, as far as sorting bias, we didn't discuss it before. Reed is a Hufflepuff. I'm a Ravenclaw, and Tiffany is a Ravenclaw with Slytherin leanings.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Next, I had to try one of these burgers, so I got the classic burger.
What is the classic burger?
It is a springy bun, an overcooked patty of meat, a piece of lettuce, a white-ish tomato, and then ketchup, mustard.
What is a whitish tomato?
It's pretty gross. It was like they cut into a tomato that wasn't ripe yet. And went, this is good enough for IHOP.
Yeah, because
put it on my burger.
I think I learned specifically when I learned about strawberries is with produce, they're really just thinking about how far can we get it and before it starts to go bad. And so I found out a lot of produce, they'll actually like cut and harvest before it's properly ripened because they're hoping like it'll ripen a little bit on the way over, or at the very least it won't be rotten by the time it gets there. And specifically strawberries, the reason why strawberries just taste shittier than they used to is they just pick them all when they're underripe, but strawberries don't ripen once they're picked.
I'm not gonna lie, I like them when they've got some white still in them.
I
know.
Come on, Michael.
It just tastes like it tastes like a clone, like a
See,
pod
here's the
person
thing.
of a strawberry.
I like ensured firmness on a strawberry,
Firmness.
and when it's like a little bit white at the tip, like, or not the tip, at the base.
Michael likes white tips.
I want my burry to be squishy and just full of like juice.
Yeah, so do I.
Yeah.
I want it to I like most of my fruit too, right?
Yeah.
Are we picking them early for profit?
I'd probably just to maximize like how much wastage there is.
Oh.
Yeah. But like even then, like they'll probably just make arbitrary like cosmetic decisions on it.
Look,
So.
if you're in the
That's
like
awful.
white strawberry camp, like let me know on the Twitter. I want to know that I'm not alone in this.
I'm just saying, I just want flavor.
I feel persecuted is what I'm saying.
I want juice. I want flavor. Yeah, I want it to be a color, first off.
I'm not talking like an entire, I'm just saying at the stem, at the point of like picking, it's a little bit white. And then I know that there's going to be like some firmness there.
Okay. The burger was actually not bad.
Despite this white tomato and what you described as overcooked meat.
Yes, it's definitely, it's charred. It's overcooked.
Now, when
there's no juice to the meat at all.
Was it a matter of you said I would like it rare, and they were like, absolutely, let's singe this motherfucker?
They said, how would you like it? And I said rare, and they went, we don't do that. And I think I don't even know why they asked how I would like it. There's no way that there's varying degrees.
Yeah,
there
and
at
also
IHOP.
for hamburger, it's actually a very risky move. Like, that's why whenever a restaurant doesn't defer to me on what I want, I'm just like, yeah, cook it as much as you want to. Because there's more cross-contamination hazard.
That's true.
When you especially if they grind their own meat there.
Mhm.
That's totally true.
I don't think they grind their own meat there.
No. I don't know where they get their meat.
I would be willing to probably bet that it's frozen patties that come in on a truck.
Oh, man. I would rather I'm hoping they just like wish it to existence at
No,
that
like your
point.
food got properly
They
prepared.
willet.
Like most meals that Americans
The
eat
other
probably
thing
got
that's-
prepared like 6 months before. It was actually like ready to be cooked.
The other thing that is very funny about at least the IHOb that I am closest to is it is right across the street from an In-N-Out burger, and
Yeah.
I just
That's
And-
They
ballsy,
really
my
messed
man.
up.
like, I mean, granted, you're not going to make like a nationwide campaign change
on
like
the
based on a
Hollywood,
single
yeah.
one, but it just like they went so hard on it. I was walking on June 11th when the day happened.
Never forget.
when the day was upon us, and as I walked up the street, the change hadn't happened, but when I walked back from the gym, the change had like they'd unveiled like
That's hilarious.
there
It's
were
a story
like
for the kids.
there were stickers everywhere, and it was like, you know, that were like burgers like all over because they added like this weird outside dining area with like
Yep.
glass to be like, look, you can have brunch here. And then
Glass.
immediately
You feel like you're eating in an aquarium.
yeah, I don't know what they were doing. And then they covered the thing in wall-to-wall stickers just with like burgers stacked all over it, or just the words burgers.
You know, I
This is so
imagine
funny.
doing that strategically. I imagine they're doing the same thing as the restaurants who are next to like the Boiling Crab or anything where you're likely to have a long wait. They're trying to get the
Oh.
runoff and the people who are going to rage quit the line at In-N-Out.
Nobody,
Totally.
like, if you're going to In-N-Out, you're going because you know what you're about to get, which is
But sometimes people are not like knowing
yeah,
they're
and
going to
sometimes people
In-N-Out.
would rather sit down. The thing I said about like why this model kind of works is that we have lost the table side service burger. And when you go to an In-N-Out, complete anxiety when you walk in. There's
Oh,
a
sure.
drive-through line, there's a line inside. You don't feel like you could sit down and enjoy a meal. You either want to take it or you have to eat as quickly as possible.
I think I've told this story on the pod, but there was a time just talking on the line In-N-Out
Yeah.
because, you know, who wants to talk about IHOb on the episode about IHOP? One day I was having like a super bad day and was like, I just want to have a burger and be like satisfied with that burger because
Mhm.
that brings me joy.
Yeah.
I'm eating my feelings. And so I went to that In-N-Out, which was a very stupid move because it is like just down the street from Hollywood Boulevard.
Yeah.
And I got in line and watched an entire episode of Mad Men on my phone
Whoa.
before I got my burger.
What episode?
It was somewhere in mid-season 6, I believe.
Megan was his wife?
Yeah.
Okay.
Never a fan of
Okay,
Megan.
spoiler alert.
No, not a fan of Megan, but Don Draper is a monster.
Oh, yeah. But
So-
at that point, you are not watching it for Don or like his marriage or his family. You
No.
actually don't like any of
You're
the
watching
Drapers.
it for Pete Campbell's arc, or if you're me, just mid-century furniture, wall-to-wall, beautiful interiors. I watch it like HGTV.
I was
The
mostly
look is
watching it
everything
for
on
yeah,
that
that's
show.
all it
Peggy.
is.
I was watching it for Peggy and I think Ken a little bit.
I watched it for Peggy's boyfriend season 6.
I just watch
never-
it for.
I loved him.
I hated all of the people that she was with.
he was like a cool leftist. He was
Of
anti-capital.
course you-
But like also, I mean, he was like a journalist. Everything was good about him, and she was just like in advertising and awful.
Yeah, I watch it for exploitive capitalists losing
Oh,
their
yeah.
minds. That's what I'm in it for.
Oh
It's
no, I
so
just watch
funny.
it for Roger Sterling.
Oh, he's great too.
Like everything about his life spiraling out of control, I thoroughly enjoyed.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But like the In-N-Out near Hollywood and Highland is about as close to hell as I think I can get.
And I
100%.
frequent it too often
It's
and
just too
many
always
people.
forget that it's a mistake. But it's not the minute that I have a double.
Yeah.
So anyway, we're dealing with the classic
the
now.
classic burger. It wasn't bad. I kept thinking, is this any worse or better then a Chili's, or then a TGI Fridays. I can't, indistinguishable. It's kind of like that. What's strange is that it's somehow even worse quality. Those places are worse quality than if you got your biggest burnout friend to make you a burger. And I know that because we used to do improv together. We've all done improv together, in fact. And we'd go on these retreats to Big Bear. And like the least drunk but most high person, we can't edit that out either. So whoever they know who they
we won't say their name,
would be in charge of barbecuing. Yeah, on like the Saturday of our retreat to Big Bear in a cabin. And like those burgers tasted better than this burger.
Yeah, but also some of that. Well, also some of that just comes down to us actually being like, oh, we want our burgers to taste good, so we're gonna pay for like the slightly above like Kirkland level meat.
Yeah.
Whereas, not like I would have thought that at least if they're like making the push on burgers, that they're gonna be like, oh, well, maybe we should be investing a little bit in our meat stock. But based on what you've said, and maybe some of that just comes down to cooking it. Like, maybe had they not fried it to hell.
They fried to hell, and then the sauce is like vaguely Thousand Island.
Gotcha.
It kind of reminds me of, I haven't had a Big Mac in the longest time, but it reminds me of the Big Mac sauce, which is Thousand Island dressing, isn't it? The secret sauce?
Yeah, basically. Yeah. And this looks like, looking at it on their menu, because I pulled it up, it looks like what they're trying to be like, this is your In-N-Out burger, this is your Big Mac, whatever competitors like Blue Ribbon Burger
so is. So this is straight up trying to ape what the burger should be.
Right. And it is worth noting, at least at the time of this recording, they're pushing it so hard that you also get a free beverage when you go.
Oh yeah.
So I feel like that's a note.
Do you feel then that this is, because I don't feel that this is a Hufflepuff, I don't feel that this is a Gryffindor, do you feel that it is either more of a Ravenclaw based purely on the fact, like, these are the mechanics of like exactly what a burger should be?
It kind of looks meticulous too when you look at it.
Or do you feel that it's a Slytherin based on, I have crafted this specifically because it needs to appeal to this, that, and the other?
I would probably give the edge to Slytherin, like just in terms of like they're saying, I'm going to take what's identifiable about other burgers, and then I'm going to do one of the cheapest versions possible.
Fair.
I want to agree. I'm still going to say Slytherin, but there's something that's so unambitious about this. It's so unambitious.
I mean, it's also called the classic, so we're not going to be getting like
that's true.
A wild turn.
Because I associate Slytherin at times with kind of rampant ambition.
Sure.
Over any type of, evil or maliciousness. Right. I think it's just self-preservation.
In a way, it is pretty ambitious to be like, this is a classic burger. We're giving you something that like...
I didn't zoom out. That's true.
I'm just saying, and compared to like, what are they trying to do? They're trying to beat the other people's classic burger.
Yeah, that is true. Opinion. Oh, it's a Slytherin.
Yeah.
I'm convinced.
Jumping forward.
Then I took 2 bites of my coworker's abandoned mushroom and Swiss burger.
I'm sorry. It's called the what?
It's called the mushroom and Swiss burger.
Oh, I thought.
What'd you think I said?
I thought that abandoned was part of the title.
And
I was like, this is a very unique narrative for IHOb to be trying to push.
Dude, I would be going there right after this if I knew they had like fun like
lore.
Yeah. Here's the trap door sirloin steak burger.
They've redone the entire interior to make you feel like you're inside like a mystic Incan temple that will kill you.
Do you know that there is this is like almost completely off topic, but did you know there's a Tim Burton bar and restaurant here in Los Angeles?
Yes, I've heard of that.
I haven't heard of it.
Apparently it's like just right here in Hollywood, and like I've heard like mixed things about the food themselves, but apparently it's very much like a Disneyland level.
I have heard it is incredibly
like
well
kitchen
themed.
aesthetic.
There's a lot of whimsy.
The same is also true for the Scum and Villainy Star Wars bar. Also that I believe is around there, where it's like aesthetically really cool. Drinks,
Okay, so you went there and
I haven't been there. That's only like the reports that I've got back from friends.
We should like do it. Like we should do all the weird novelty bars on like a pub crawl.
Oh,
or
I'm
They're
something.
just
exactly
speaking
what I
Reed's
don't
language,
want in a
like
bar.
just tapped into exactly the zeitgeist that makes you hum.
Yeah, dude. I want to go and like gawk at some people who are like disappointed with their Hollywood vacation.
Yeah, they probably all look garish. I'm sure.
I'm sure. Yeah.
I would indulge in that, but my favorite bars are like stripped of all personality and are just.
Oh, wait, what's your bar here in
Oh,
LA?
I have a lot. If it's West Side, because I lived by it, it's the Mandrake, which I think we've all been to.
Yeah,
And
Mandrake's
then
decent.
here on the East Side, next to me is Lotus Lounge, which I love, which is real
Lotus
divey.
Lounge is great,
Yeah,
yeah.
super divey. I like Jay's, which is also within walking distance, which on Tuesday nights has a great burger. Actually. Oh, is it
Ooh.
Tuesday?
It is
It is
Tuesday.
It
Tuesday.
At
isn't
the
for
time of this
anyone
recording.
listening
As of
to
the time
this,
of this
maybe.
recording.
Yeah.
Ooh.
It's-
We don't release on Tuesdays. We release on Mondays, but
Yeah. Way to bring down the mood.
I'm so sorry.
So,
but you get a burger out of this.
The mushroom and Swiss.
Yes.
Better than the classic.
Well, and mushroom and Swiss again is a fairly standard and conventional burger.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're
It's-
gonna round up. They're like, we're gonna hit everybody's burger needs.
Yeah.
in
Yeah,
this-
so I'm
this
sure there's
line.
also like the barbecue burger, which has barbecue sauce and onion rings atop it, and maybe bacon.
coming from Burger King.
Yeah. The
Mhm.
mushroom and Swiss, the cheese was well distributed on it.
Okay,
And
so
it was
two
melted
slices,
in a
maybe?
good way. It might have been 2 slices, but it is just the top. The top
Mhm.
has the cheese, not the bottom. So
Right.
top of the patty. And then the bun itself, while seemingly indistinguishable, it looked the same as the classic burger bun, tasted better. Yeah, it wasn't. I think the classic burger bun was drier, and here we had something. Maybe it was the addition of the cheese that helped, but we had something
To
that
add
had
a
some
little
juice
moisture.
on it. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It had some moisture to it. It didn't feel like I wanted to remove it. With the classic burger, I just wanted to remove the bread. I was
Gotcha.
like, just peel this off.
How thick is the bread on the top of the bun?
Pretty thick, thicker than In-N-Out. Think when you go to a gastro pub and get what their burger is, they all look the same.
Yeah. Slightly
Yeah,
drier than it should be bun.
exactly.
And a little puffier than you'd
It's
like
puffy.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's puffy. It's springy.
Like it's not brioche,
no.
but like it's just below that as far as like
Exactly.
its airiness.
We all know when we go into a nice new bar that has like a chalkboard somewhere,
Yes.
we all know what the burger will taste
or like
and you'll be like surprised if
or
it
those
isn't on a
industrial
pretzel bun.
looking
Yeah.
lights. If like if there's
Yeah.
exposed light bulbs, I'm like, I know exactly
Mhm.
what your burger tastes like.
Yeah. Oh man.
So the burger itself, was it as charred as the previous classic burger?
As charred, but less noticeably so because the cheese was good and the mushrooms were not bad. I can't tell you what mushrooms. Usually I could tell. I have a pretty okay palate and could tell you.
It doesn't say on the menu either. It just says a blend of sautéed
Yeah.
mushrooms. So it might be more than
a
one kind.
blend.
A blend. I could not tell you what type of mushrooms, but the consistency was nice because it's a different consistency than the meat or the cheese. So you get kind of 3 things swirling in your mouth.
Oh, and I believe the onions are sautéed too, right?
Yeah, I think so.
I'm never going to
Instead
be
of a-
mad at sauteed onions.
Yeah.
That's like inherently going to
I
make
bet
me
you
like a
the
thing
onions
more.
and the mushrooms were rounding out the flavor
Yeah.
profile, and that's probably what made it even differentiate on the bun. It's like I bet
Yeah.
their juice is like soaked
That
right
makes
in there.
sense. I prefer more caramelized onions, but I'll take any onions.
Yeah, no, I'm
I like
definitely
caramelized.
with you on that.
I used to, while drunk, accidentally and pretty consistently say crystallized onions.
Hell yeah!
And like everyone gets it, everyone knows what I'm saying, but it's an absurd thing to say. I want my onions crystallized. Yeah. Anyway,
So where do we think we're gonna sort this one?
This one also, I mean, it
it
feels
was very true.
it feels true. It feels safe.
Yeah.
It's a little adventurous. I
Yeah.
suppose for that reason, maybe Gryffindor.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
are mushrooms still a thing that people are pretty iffy about?
Some can be iffy about both mushrooms and onions.
Okay.
Like
Okay.
whether or not they're caramelized or otherwise.
And then the generous cheese makes me think like, oh, they were thinking of you, making sure that you got enough on
Yeah.
that burger. So yeah, I would definitely give it to Gryffindor.
Yeah. I'm
Great.
gonna
Yeah.
give it to Gryffindor.
Let's shift down.
Next I tried, and I did these at the same time because I wanted to do them right after each other. I did their regular pancake
Mm-hmm.
and in the 3 stack. So the 3 stack pancake and then their big chocolate pancake.
Gotcha. Now, With a big chocolate pancake, is both the batter chocolatey and there are chocolate chips within it?
Another great question, Michael.
Thank you, Tiffany Katz.
We've known each other for years.
We have.
And was this
was that just to like make the audience realize that there's no animosity between
There's no
us?
animosity. I once was your kind of assistant.
Yes.
Stop
And
grabbing
you
each other
paid
by
me
the
to sleep
collar.
on your couch.
Oh God! She's raising her hand. They're going to hit each other. Was this the Belgian dark chocolate mousse pancakes? Or was
God,
this...
no, it wasn't. It was their regular chocolate pancake. What is it called?
I'm trying to. Okay, so maybe they just have like chocolate.
They had just chocolate pancakes.
Oh, okay.
Maybe it was called the Belgian. I don't recall it being called that because all I said was chocolate pancake and they knew what I was talking about.
Yeah, well, if you didn't have any mousse inside of it, then
there was no mousse inside of
Gotcha.
it.
All
Then
right.
maybe
Functioned like a cookie.
Maybe it was the same kind of pancake, but they just didn't add
In
all
the
of the
fact
bells
that
and
you
whistles.
dipped it into milk and
Yeah,
it
I
was
wish
stored
I
in a
could
jar.
have. In the fact that it was, again, it had the same problem as the pancakes from the 2x2x2.
Crispy on the outside.
Crispy on the outside, gooey on the inside. But you know what I'll say? Like a good chocolate chip cookie, the gooiness worked with a chocolate pancake.
Sure.
Yeah.
So again,
Really
I
well.
asked the question, was it consistently chocolate all the way through or was it just chocolate chipped?
Oh, no, it was consistently chocolate, and then there were small chunks of chocolate on the inside.
Okay, so
Which I don't know if that was because they didn't cook all the way through and they wanted to keep them gooey like that, but there was more concentrated chocolate in the center. Yeah.
So overall, what degree of decadence would you give it?
Decadence is like not even the adjective I would use.
All right, so it's very
it's
low.
childish. It's
Gotcha.
or maybe I'll say what psychologists say. It's childlike.
Mm.
I've been told that's the better thing to call my emotions.
Well, and that's like the distinction between naked and nude, right?
Sure, yeah. One of them's kind of a euphemism.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or like it tries to imagine
Well, and a
there's
little
any dignity to
dismissive.
it.
Yeah.
Where it's naked, just like, damn, that guy's naked.
Yeah,
As opposed to, that
naked
form is
causes
nude.
a bit of an abrasion, whereas nude is like artful.
Yeah. Ooh, yeah. So artfully-
Childlike is safe. Childish is not positive.
Like, what I get described at a lot.
It was a childlike pancake. It was something I would have loved as a kid because it's very sweet. It is. They're dumping the sugar on there, and then it comes with a little bit of powdered sugar that you're supposed to put on top just to double down on the sugar, and I did that.
Gotcha. So it's egregiously sweet, but not in a way that you feel as though you're indulging. It just feels like you're being walloped in the mouth with sugar.
Yeah, it's the candy of breakfast.
Mm.
All right, well, we know.
So your teeth are just itching afterwards.
I want it so we know it's a Hufflepuff.
Yeah, it is a Hufflepuff. It's fun. It's really fun.
It's inoffensive, but also still like probably not great for you.
No, I was shaking. There was so much, and I shake constantly anyway.
Right.
I have a lot of just disposable energy, but it was so much sugar.
Understood. Are we moving on to another pancake?
Should
Another
we do that
burger?
classic pancake though?
Oh yeah, I did the classic pancake.
Oh, that's right.
That's a little different than the 2x2x2, because for whatever reason it comes with what if you were to draw a pancake, you're playing like Pictionary, and you draw that little square of butter that goes in the middle of a pancake.
Sure.
Yeah.
That you thought surely doesn't actually come with a pancake. That's just what that's what in shorthand.
It makes it so you can understand it's a pancake.
Oh, no,
Exactly. That's not a
every
piece
time-
of toast.
It's the
not a
baguette coming out of the
Frisbee.
grocery bag in
Yeah.
movies. So you know
Every
it's
time I
groceries.
get a pancakes, I have to ask them when ordering to not put butter on it because
That makes sense. This
I'm not a
one
pancake guy. Don't know this.
needed 3 times as much butter. This was the
Ooh.
driest pancake anyone's
now is
given
this
to
a
me.
situation because it depends on the place. I think IHOb is known for like the scoop of butter.
Yeah.
Or, is that correct?
That's what it was.
It's like a dollop of
It looks like
half
someone took
moon.
an ice cream
an
scooper.
scoop, but obviously a touch smaller. But you're saying you would have needed the full ice cream scoop of
Full
butter
ice. Give me
because
the
it was
whole
just
stick.
dry.
No.
Yeah, it was very dry.
I don't know why this occurred to me, but it probably like demonstrates a little bit about why I'm broken and gross. I thought about like how much money would it take for you to eat an actual scoop of frozen butter like it was ice cream,
Oof.
and I know it's under $50 for me.
Same.
My
Same,
amount
same.
is much higher.
Really?
Yes.
I would take it. Bread for me is a vehicle for butter, not the other way around.
See,
I feel like if you get me on the right day and you pitch it to me right
day.
and like maybe it like has something else to it that gives it a little more flavor, might eat it for free.
All right, so
Oh my.
what is your PayPal address so people can?
Let me see here.
PayPal, Venmo. Who are you?
Oh yeah, Venmo.
Who
sure.
are you?
Many people still use.
That's true. I use PayPal
I am
sometimes.
verified on Venmo, so
Sure.
if you want to give me money, it's just Read Brice at Read Brice.
At Read Brice on Venmo.
Give me money.
If you give Read Brice $50 on Venmo,
I'll do it.
they will record a video of themselves eating a whole stick of
They'll
butter.
do it.
I get to do the good butter like Kerrygold or something.
Sure,
Yeah.
absolutely.
If
But
someone pays me $50 on Venmo, I will eat butter for you.
and just be sure to include like a message of like what username you
But
want.
you're not allowed to tell me if it's a sex thing. Okay, that's all. That's my only
You
hard
don't want to
limit.
know.
If someone's gonna jerk off to me eating butter, that's their business. All right, Tiffany, what's our next item? Or did we sort the class?
We didn't sort the
the-
regular pancake. I don't know.
I feel like that can.
Regular pancake like is a squib.
I can.
It didn't
well,
get into Hogwarts.
I
It's
can-
not good enough.
I can say that maybe pancakes like overall might just be Hufflepuffs.
Okay.
Yeah, so we have to sort it one way or
Like-
the other. I'd say it's safe. to
Like
put it in
I'm sure
Hufflepuff.
maybe I am misspeaking. I'm sure that there is an outlier to a style of pancake that might, like, if it's got whole grain in it, maybe that makes it a Ravenclaw.
Listen, all I'm saying is pancakes were invented because somebody was upset that we couldn't have dessert for our first meal of the day.
And like by and large, like a pancake is just like a comfort food. Like
Yeah.
like it's
Yeah.
not complicated. It's pretty straightforward. It's delightful in smell.
No, for most of us, don't you just like add water to like the mix that's made and that's all there is
Yeah,
to it?
it's fluffy and puffy.
Oh, unless you're
and
Derek Heath, who's been on this podcast and demands that I buy 14 ingredients so that he can make whatever the hell he made.
And they probably taste like only
Shade
slightly
being
different
cast
than
on Derek
Bisquick.
Heath.
No,
If
I
you-
told him his pancakes are the best ones I've tried. I don't know if that's because they are or because I had to buy 14
if you want to
So you
hear
were
more,
invested as well.
if you want to
Yeah,
hear
I
more
was
from
like, I
Derek
paid.
Heath, check out our Beatles episode with him.
Yeah.
both
Very
part
good.
1 and part 2
He's
on
a good boy.
the White Album.
Yeah, so next, French toast.
French toast.
Aha.
Best of the bunch.
Yes,
Wow.
I will always. I'm always going to lean towards French toast or like a really good Belgian waffle will be like.
Oh, I regret not getting their waffle. None of us did, and we all left with that same feeling that we had really missed
with
out.
your Belgian waffle, I am curious.
With my French toast, I never got the Belgian waffle. Oh, are you saying?
No, I'm saying like in general.
Oh,
like,
yeah,
like
right.
as you walk about the world, Tiffany Katz.
Yeah. I
What is
strut.
it? What is it that makes the best Belgian waffle for you?
Oh, it's a type of crispiness.
That is the correct answer.
Yeah,
that is
that's
all
all
I
you
needed to
hear.
hear.
Oh, I'm so glad.
No, because the rough
Because-
My
egg
heart
waffle.
was beating fast.
Look, this was a moment that like I very well could have just shut this all down.
Oh my god, we're
But-
friends.
Yeah, no, we are.
We're
But
friends.
this would
All
have
right.
been the
Oh God, no! Put down that bottle.
Yeah.
this would have
She
been the
smashed
point.
it.
Yeah, it's a crispiness. It's a crispiness that has to make the Belgian waffle. I also,
But only on the exterior.
Oh yeah. You
Yeah.
don't want it
oh
crunchy
no, I
all the
want
way
a
through.
soft little cloud-like interior.
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh, I went to Tokyo recently in November. All of their foods are clouds.
Yes, that is true.
Oh, they're different.
It's clouds that somehow can also be fried and delicious, and red bean is fantastic and everything.
It's
The
perfect.
street food in Japan is like
But it's better than our indoor food.
Yeah.
it's maddening
It's better
how
than some of our, like their dog food is better than some of our people food.
Truly.
Yeah. So for French toast though, I fucks with a brioche French toast. That's my like ultimate French toast.
Yeah.
I imagine this probably was not brioche.
No.
when I make French toast, I usually just go like the route of challah, which is
Oh, no, that's like in the very same vein of
It's
brioche.
like
Yeah, exactly.
It's
It's got
kind
a
of the
good
same
egg wash on it,
consistency. Yeah.
and then that texture.
that's the way you do it.
This was just like a standard French toast.
So like a white bread that like was maybe a little more on the airy side.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, definitely just like a cheaper white bread.
Did
but
you
it
get
was
the
really good.
combo or the original French toast?
I think I got the original. I think at this point I stopped slapping more food on my table.
Gotcha.
Because it was like 5 dishes later and they looked at me like I was crazy.
And you were like living that Hobbit life. Shut up.
So on that one, you're gonna get 3 full pieces of bread cut into halves in triangle pieces.
Yes.
Yeah.
It looks like they put that little half moon of butter on there. Well,
Yeah.
mhm.
It actually looks appealing. When I got it, it was not only the best tasting, but it looked the most appetizing on the plate. and I ate most, if not all
It is
of it.
hard, I would say, to fuck up the plating of French toast. Like, as long as you stack it accordingly and, like, sprinkle a little sugar and then you drizzle the maple syrup across, you're like, good, I did it.
You
want to
know what I hate?
Mm-hmm.
I hate toothpicks in my food. And I've been to very nice breakfast joints that make you pay $15 to, like, warm an egg or something, and they put toothpicks in the French toast so that they could stack it all nicely. Fuck that.
My question to you when you are putting a toothpick in anything is, you know that we're just going to take it out.
Yeah,
why do it?
You put trash wood in my
Well, they want to
meal.
get to the table without it flopping over.
I understand. Then build something that is architecturally sound out of food and deliver it to my table.
You want a sandwich
I want some
pillar.
structural integrity, Reed.
No, it's like a brutalist meal. It looks terrible. And it's together by toothpicks, and I hate it. But this was void of toothpicks. It was really good. The consistency was nice and fluffy. The syrups aren't bad. They gave me 3 different types of syrup in, like, a caddy, and you get to choose.
Yeah. The little, like, you spin it around and you're like, ooh, how nice.
Yeah. I was impressed. I did their original syrup, and then I think I did their strawberry syrup. It was some type of, like, berry blend syrup.
Mm-hmm.
And both of them were really good on the French toast. It cut well. You could hear the crisp when you cut into it.
Very important.
Something I learned from Great British Bake Off.
Yes.
You should be able to hear it. I love the Great British.
Oh, that show is too good.
I can sort anything from the Great British Bake Off. I love it. Except when they get too British. They name something that this is a Tarrington pickle pie.
Oh,
and
Dolly
then,
points.
of course, it has nothing to do with pickles.
Yeah,
it's like, oh no, pickle pie was actually his surname. How dare you?
At one point, I went to the bathroom watching Great British Bake Off, and I came out, and part of the challenge was to build a mini tennis court on top of a cake.
Yep.
It's supposed to be served to the Queen of England.
Hell yeah.
And it's like, not only do I hate the monarchy, but I also hate that they demand a mini tennis court on top of their cakes.
Is she real into tennis?
Apparently.
Oh, okay.
I like that we all know who
corgis.
you mean by we say she.
The queen.
Yeah. She's never gonna die. The damned can't die.
No.
She's there forever.
Again, I don't know how to edit that out.
I say that of my mother as well. Mom! No, my mom's lovely. She's just like, she's gonna outlive me, and she already has planned the linens for my funeral. Like, I bet.
That was like when you were born, you were like laid in those linens in the crib.
Like she's like coming and like, does this all look okay when I make your arrangements?
The very crib which you are put in as a child has been retrofitted as a coffin.
I would not be surprised. Anytime we get a meal somewhere and I order something I never have, she'll just be like, oh, so you like Brussels sprouts. And I know that this is not for like a wedding or a dinner. This is like for the time. This is for the time we get
She
into
just wants to be able to properly honor you.
Yeah.
That's all.
Crispy Brussels sprouts. But yeah, the French toast was fantastic. Good sound, good taste. It hit the sweet part of my taste buds perfectly. It wasn't too sweet.
And French toast in general is like a pretty good texture food.
Yeah.
As far as like it's got some roughness to it, but it also has like a softer side and the sweetness and like within the crispy part of it.
Yeah.
To me, French toast, one of the most vital things to remember about it, just in general, but we can like fold it into our IHOb, specific sorting purposes, is it's supposed to make use of bread that's gone stale. So I feel like the utility of that and like making use of something that otherwise would get wasted.
I didn't know that. I love
yeah.
that.
Yeah, because you usually like chefs will use day old bread because that helps with like the crispness of the texture. But I have to imagine it probably started out of like I'd be like,
necessity.
how can I use this bread that no one will eat on a sandwich or something?
Right.
So I would probably give the edge to Ravenclaw on this one.
Yeah, I was thinking that as well. And as a just Michael Barryte cooking factoid, I will use slightly staler bread for meatloafs.
Oh, you make a lot of meatloafs?
I periodically do. I'll futz with it. I'll do like a 50-50 turkey beef meatloaf.
Text me. I love meatloaf.
Oh, I also meatloaf's also one of the only things I know how to make, but I make a very white trash version.
It's a fairly straightforward thing. You just get like 2 pounds of meat and like 3 slices of bread, and then like depending on how moist you want it, maybe 1 or 2 eggs and like half a cup of milk and like
so good.
Yeah.
Slather on some barbecue sauce as like an additional little like extra zest.
I do tomato paste.
You can use tomato paste. Some like my mother will periodically switch to applesauce as like to add like some real sweetness.
Applesauce nation is really happening. Applesauce is now just used as everything.
I mean,
I make vegan cookies a lot, and it's used as what keeps everything together with some unbleached flour.
Is it trying to replace the eggs, or what is it
Yeah,
replacing?
yeah,
Okay.
it's different than an egg paste or an egg wash.
Gotcha.
It's
Gotcha.
applesauce.
What's the next item?
This was just the last thing I had.
So this is the last item on our list.
Yeah.
All right.
Is this okay?
Yes, totally.
Yeah, bring it on home.
I didn't want to then be like, what's next? And you're like, there's nothing left, Michael. I don't have anything for you.
Okay, stop you. They're tumbling around the floor. Oh, gosh. A knife's come out of the... Oh, God.
What was next?
I wanted to try their sausage links, so I just got a side of 4 sausage links.
And how
I don't know how
they?
gross I am until I say it out loud.
And how were they?
They were great. Not great with the T.
So are you getting
the
like
color gray?
You're getting it's like your standard, like it's like the size of a finger, and you feel about as gross as eating a finger.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You've stuffed a finger with other things.
Anytime that you've got gray meat, that is just a problem.
It's so. And
I don't think that's necessarily true because a lot of sausages get that pallor to it.
Yeah, that's true. Also, if you go like the German goodness, there's like a German shop on the side of the road near Palos Verdes. I don't know where the story went.
It went to my hometown.
There's that German place that starts with an A that's just there.
Yeah, I don't know.
You know what I'm talking about.
No, I don't.
Someone who's listening to this will know what I'm talking about. I went there recently and got really good German sausage, and it's white. There's like the white German sausage.
Sure, I get
this
that.
isn't that.
But like 9 times out of 10, when you're like, especially at a diner, you're not looking for gray meat.
No,
it
almost
was,
any food if it's
like,
gray. You're like,
it
there's a
reminded
ghost
me.
living
Have
in
you
that
ever
food.
had the meat inside of the Jack in the Box $1 for 2 tacos? Don't look at the meat, but eat it.
Oh,
yeah,
honey,
exactly. That's
yeah.
so good.
I love those are one of my favorite foods because they've somehow kept the price the same for like over 25 years without inflating it, and also it's not even entirely meat.
That's good.
Isn't it
I'm pretty
mostly
sure
soy?
they can.
Or isn't it completely soy now?
I don't think
know.
It's not completely soy because otherwise they would probably put it like as
They'd
vegetarian.
probably advertise it as such. Yeah.
But like, dude, it doesn't actually resemble a taco in any
No,
way.
it doesn't. I remember the person who introduced me to this, and it's when we first started dating, was David Miller, who's been on this podcast. And I'm 18 years old, and we were really drunk one night, and he goes, I'm going to show you the best thing ever. And we walked. There was a Jack in the Box right next to his apartment in Huntington, and he knew the guy so well that, like, I'm pretty sure we walked into the drive-thru. We were trashed.
Yeah.
Oh,
But we got those, and he gave it to me, and he went, it's not food. but it's great.
And
like,
here's
it's definitely
the thing.
not food.
He is not wrong.
Yeah.
No,
and we did have him on our podcast to specifically sort fast food up.
That's so funny.
Absolutely.
We talked at length about
in
those
the 3
tacos.
years of dating and living with David Miller, I have tried every fast food that had ever, even places that I would not have normally tried. Did I try things on their menu because he insisted? But
What is your like top tier fast food? Like that's the top of the rock for you.
like The Habit.
Okay.
That's almost in its own category. That's like very nice.
Sure.
Fast
Yeah.
food.
It's like the Chipotle Blaze Pizza or like
yeah,
Mom
fast
Pizza.
casual.
I'll take a Chipotle as
Like
well.
those are all like upper echelon fast
Yeah.
food, similar to this being lower echelon
Yeah.
burger sit down.
Yeah, you know what's funny is that my least favorite fast food place has my favorite fast food item on it.
What is it?
And it's really split. It's that I don't like Burger King. I don't like their burgers or their fries at all. Of all of the fast food burger places, I love the Hershey's pie.
Oh, really?
It's
That's a good
the
pie?
Hershey's pie. It's like $1.99.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone I've given it to, even people who are very particular with their desserts, have loved it.
Here is the
They
thing.
love it.
Every fast food place, like it is very rare for their dessert to be bad. Because because everything in fast food is always going to be we're adding sugar.
Yeah.
So now you're going, hey, here's the thing where you can add sugar.
we're not gonna like kid ourselves here. Just have the sugar.
Well, and not only that, they are usually with some like cross promotional of like it's a Butterfingers, like whatever,
this is a
or
Hershey's,
it's a
like it's a Hershey's chocolate pie, so you can't fuck with Hershey's chocolate. It's very good.
What's yours?
I mean, as far as desserts, I usually go with like the Wendy's
Frosty.
Frosty.
Oh,
like,
is Wendy's your top tier fast food place though?
I mean, I'd say it's like In-N-Out, but if you want like more general chain, like I think Wendy's, like I very rarely have fast food, but Wendy's I am like growing more and more comfortable being like, I'll eat this, or Taco Bell.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Taco Bell. What's yours, Reed?
Like my men, their politics are terrible.
Oh,
but
it's
they're
Chick-fil-A?
very tasty.
It's Chick-fil-A.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Chick-fil-A is
I feel
really
bad.
good.
Chick-fil-A is
I feel bad
irresistible.
being seen with them, but every once in a while, the siren call of the spicy chicken.
Like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, the spicy chicken's
In-N-Out
really
similarly though, isn't In-N-Out owned by like evangelical Christians?
they do have Bible.
They're
They have like
terrible.
Bible quotes on the bottom of their cups. I don't know though.
But
Yeah.
these sausage links.
Yeah. I was gonna be like, there's no ethical consumption under capitalism. Eat whatever you want.
Right, we're
Thank you for going
all
full
praying to
communism,
Yeah.
different
Barryte.
devils.
Yeah, the sausage links were gray. I did not need 4 of them to know what they tasted like.
So it's
but
an overabundance
Yeah,
provided to
yeah.
you in a side anyway.
in a side that I think costs just as much as like a full dish of something.
Perfect.
For sure. Like it's a $5 side.
So that's problematic.
yeah, so that's weird.
$1.25 for a sausage seems
Mhm.
astronomically high.
They're dry when you in the middle, like when you eat.
Ugh.
Here's what I'll say. Do you remember that Nickelodeon product that you'd put your hand in some type of aquarium and you'd pull it out and your hand was dry? Does anyone know what I'm talking about?
It was the
It's like a
made for
mini-
TV thing. Yeah.
It's like a mini fish tank.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's what this felt like. The outside of it looked moist and it was dripping, but you tasted it and it was dry as
So
hell
it
on
was
the inside.
sweating.
I can't wait
Yeah,
for
it
your
was
jacket guide
sweating.
based on that description.
Yeah, it's so gross. I can't believe I ate these. I like almost am gagging now.
Ugh.
So where do we think we're going to sort it?
What did it have any spice to it? Like where what did it have pepper or what did it taste like?
No, it tasted. I mean, it was just like a bad sausage. It kind of resembled like a McDonald's, but not even McDonald's because McDonald's puts magic whatever in their
Yeah,
food.
I do like
where
a
it somehow
sausage
tastes
at McDonald's.
Yeah, that stuff is mouth-watering. This was
Mhm.
the exact opposite of the spectrum. It
So
was
it was
very
like
bad.
it was like the haunted ghost.
Yeah.
Of sausages.
So it was just bland, maybe a little bit salty,
Yeah.
and just chewy.
Yeah, it reminds me. I hung out with a guy in London whose last name I never got, and he had sausages in his fridge. It was all he had in his fridge, and I woke up the next morning, and they probably had been there for weeks, and I ate them, and that's exactly what that was.
Gotcha.
So a solid
Fridge
pitch
sausages.
against ever eating these if you go to
Yeah.
IHOb.
It
So,
was
yeah,
really bad. I don't know where would I sort these.
like that just feels exploitive to people who love sausage. So I would put it there for
inexpensive.
Yeah, I would put that. Yeah, to make it expensive and make it something that's preying on the poor sausage eating community.
Yeah.
Slytherin.
Slytherin.
All right. Well, with all of that in mind, I'd like to thank you, Tiffany, for
Thank you.
joining us
Thank you both, always.
to talk IHOb items. And if we want to be finding more of you about the internet or in the Los Angeles area, where might
More
we look?
about me in the internet.
Look, their phrasing for me, it's never a real thing.
I've said this before. If you search my first and last name, Tiffany Katz, you usually get this really good wedding photographer in Florida, and she's not me. She's so pretty, but she's not me.
So just go check her out, I guess.
Yeah, just check her out. And then I have a Twitter. It's at my first and last name, Tiffany Katz, Katz.
Yes.
So
Yeah, if you want to find Michael Barryte, he's at Belated Media. I'm at that Ding Dingus, or we're both at Sorting Hat _pod.
Yes. You want to go make some pancakes?
I don't trust either of you with food. You
You
guys
don't
need
trust
to.
me making your pancakes? I am
You
vehemently
fair.
both
insulted.
keep fighting. I just want you to go and get into therapy together and work this out.
we should do couples therapy.
All right, we'll do
Can I
that.
come?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.